Stop reaching for that wide-angle lens. You might be sacrificing a strong, intentional composition for a sense of uninspired vastness when shooting landscapes. The secret to truly compelling focused photography might be swapping your wide angle for a telephoto or a mid-range lens. Relying too heavily on a wide-angle lens for landscape photography, a common tendency can stifle creativity and lead to boring, unoriginal composition sometimes. Effective composition is as much about deliberately excluding elements as it is about including them. Using a wide-angle lens without thought often results in unwanted features being unintentionally included in the final frame. The biggest mistake we make is thinking that because a view is grand, the photo needs to be wide as well. Don't take me wrong, I am a wide-angle photography lover myself, but I am aware of its flaws and I make a choice of using it or not. Here are a few problems with a wide-angle lens. When you use a wide-angle lens, you are pushing everything away from the camera. That massive mountain, now it is a tiny molehill in the background. It makes distant objects look smaller. Wide-angle lenses are great at capturing space. If you don't have a very strong, very close foreground element, your photo will have a lot of empty space and a tiny subject way off in the distance. Let me show you a classic example of what not to do. Look at this wide-angle shot from Dead Flay in Namibia. You can see me making a desperate attempt to create a foreground using those dried mud cracks. I'm basically hugging the ground trying to make it work, but the result is a failed attempt. Those trees in the distance, they look tiny. And believe me, those orange sand dunes are massive. They take about an hour to climb, yet here they look like small hills. By trying to get it all in, I have actually stripped the location of its scale and power. This is where the magic happens. Start looking at your 70 to 200 millimeter or a similar lens as a landscape tool. Why? Well, it's because of compression. Long lenses pull the background closer. They make those mountains look as imposing as they feel in real life. Now, look at the back of the camera screen in this image. This is a telephoto view. See how it completely eliminates the surrounding chaos? By zooming in, we have cut out the distracting empty foreground and the messy edges. Instead, we now have a powerful, compressed image where the trees and the dunes actually look imposing. This is what we call storytelling by subtraction. Instead of trying to tell the whole story of the mountain range, the valley, the river, and the clouds all in one shot, which is like trying to read 4 books at once, start looking for the story within the story. So break the image down with your telephoto lens. Now look at the reality beats expectations moment. Look at this shot of a dune in Sossusvlei, Namibia. To get this shot, I was actually standing approximately 1 kilometer away. If I had used a wide-angle lens here, it would have been completely useless. The dune, this massive towering structure, would have been rendered as a tiny, insignificant bump on the horizon. By using a telephoto lens from a distance, I was able to isolate the elegant curves and the incredible scale of the sand. It's about bringing the viewer into the landscape, not pushing them away from it. It gets even more dramatic when you look at this shot from the Namibian desert. On one hand, you have a casual wide-angle view from the road. It's pretty, sure, but it lacks meaning and a clear subject. But then look at the shot taken at 194 millimeter from the same general area. By zooming in tight on a single tree against those rolling orange dunes, the photo suddenly has a story. It's about the lone survivor in vast, sun-drenched environment. And also, don't ignore the 24 to 70 millimeter range either. Use a 35 millimeter or a 50 millimeter lens. This is often the most natural looking perspective. It doesn't distort the edges of your frame like a wide angle, and it doesn't flatten everything like a super telephoto. It's a Goldilocks zone. When you stop relying on the wow factor of a wide-angle distortion, you are forced to actually find a compelling composition. You have to look at light, texture, layers. And as a landscape photographer, we should prioritize intuition and scene elevation over defaulting to a wide-angle lens. So before selecting a lens, wide, mid-range, or a telephoto, carefully examine the scene to find potential compositions. Choose the lens that best isolates the subject and minimizes distractions, allowing your equipment to support your creative vision. So, to wrap this up, wide-angle lenses are for when you have a subject that starts 2 feet from your lens. For everything else, reach for more focal length. It creates drama, eliminates distractions, and makes your viewer feel like they are standing right there with you, looking at something special. If you enjoyed this breakdown, you'll probably love the video right here. I talk about the 7 wide-angle mistakes that make your landscape photos flat. Click that and I will see you over there. Keep shooting and Khuda Paman.